Hello everyone. Today we'll be speaking on a very important topic. What has been said in Bhagavad Gita about sex? This three-letter word has caused a lot of confusion in today's day and date and is the most sorted word in the Google search engine. And the principle in the Bhagavad Gita is purity and selflessness. Purity is both the means and the goal of spiritual progress. While impure desires are a cause of bondage, pure desires are the cause of liberation. In superficial relationships, unrestricted sex with multiple partners can result in lack of trust and make the mind impure and selfish. Let us first know what is pure and what is impure. When something is connected to its natural state, it is pure, and disconnected from its original state, it becomes impure. A finger or a strand of hair still connected to the body appears beautiful, but when it is disconnected, it falls the hair in the food, it is considered dirty. The soul in its pure and natural state is Krishna-consciousness, much like a fish in its natural environment of water. But when mixed with material desires for sense gratification, it becomes impure and miserable like a fish out of water. Just as a water in lake rots if confined to its own boundaries and becomes fresh and vibrant if it is constantly in motion, so too the desire to serve and please keep the love in our heart fresh and joyful. Of course, we need to take care of ourselves to effectively serve others, but only selfishness makes us miserable. Self-care and selfishness are two different things. Therefore, it is important for spiritual aspirants to cultivate purity and abundance. An unrestricted sex life goes against these divine principles. Atmo indriya priti vancha tare bole kam, Krishna indriya priti vancha dhare prema nam. When we try to satisfy our own senses and exploit others, then it is called lust. But when you want to satisfy the senses of the Supreme Lord, it is love. Now, does Bhakti Yoga forbid sex life? No. Sex is a natural urge of the body, and Bhakti Yoga only discourages sex that leads to suffering. In fact, in Bhagavad Gita, chapter 7, 11th shloka, Krishna recommends, I am sex life, which is not contrary to the religious principles. Thus, a healthy sex life, conducted within scriptural regulations, could be a yajna or a sacred service to God. To beget and raise Krishna-conscious children would help one get liberated from the cycle of birth and death. So sex in itself is neither good nor bad. It depends on how you are using it, according to religious principles or not according to the principles of God. Sexual pleasure is the little compensation for the suffering we have to maintain a family life. Since sex is the most powerful force that could potentially cause bondage, it has to be kept under control and regulations. Otherwise, man will just become like an animal, and what will be different? Just as uncontrolled fire could lead to destruction, uncontrolled sex life could lead to destruction of family and community. Controlled fire is useful for cooking, and sex life that is engaged with Krishna-conscious family life would help create good progeny and a healthy and desirable future for the whole community. Besides, research has shown that a connection between toxic sex life and a rise in negative self-esteem, distrust, breakup of family unit, loss of jobs, and even the deadly sexually transmitted diseases like AIDS. There is also a beautiful comparison between sex life and itching. Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 7, Chapter 9, 45th Shloka. A sex life is compared to the rubbing of two hands, relieving a itch. Those who have no spiritual knowledge think that this itching is the greatest platform of happiness, although actually it is a source of distress. The unfortunate are not satisfied with repeated sensuous enjoyment. Those who are sober, however, tolerate this itching and are not subjected to suffering of the weak-hearted. If you scratch an itch, it would only get worse. You need to tolerate it and apply a little cool balm. If one experiences the higher taste of Krishna consciousness, then all the pulls and temptations of the toxic sex would fade. Faced with the rich cuisine of Krishna consciousness, the itch of uncontrolled sex life would appear stale. Now, some so-called religionists say sex to superconsciousness sambhog se samadhi. Well, if you would ask the scriptural viewpoint, if a fire is burning, let us say the fire of lust or sex life, it can be stopped by two ways. Either you stop pouring ghee or you put a whole bucket of ghee on top. The fire will stop. Some say do unlimited sex, have so much sex that you will feel tired and then you will move towards spirituality. Well, my dear friend, that doesn't happen. Because in Kali Yuga, we don't have capacity. Pigeons can have sex 100 times a day. How much capacity humans have? So you don't have that capacity of sambhog se samadhi. So there is no need to try that. It is better to stop adding the ghee in the fire and to regulate sex life and bring it to the bare minimum only to produce Krishna-conscious children in this world. Thank you very much. This is Dr. Saurabh Chaudhuri, your ancient Indian Vedic ambassador. If you like this video, please subscribe to my channel right now, where every day you would get a video. And these videos will lead to a beautiful life. You can also download my app from the Google Play Store. Thank you very much.